Hi everyone, welcome back to Barre Basics and another tip for you. Today we're going to be talking about push-ups. So before you click away from this video, I'm going to encourage you to watch the video through and find out that push-ups, if you do them in great form, are actually not as hard as you think they are. Or if they are, you know how to handle it. Okay, so let's talk about push-ups. I hated push-ups for as long as I can remember. I never felt like I could do them right. I was in mixed gender classes where it felt like everyone else could do them, or when I played sports, it was with a lot of super skinny girls and they could do it, and I just felt like whatever I was doing it wrong. If I was on my knees, I felt like I was a failure. So it wasn't until coming to Barre and learning more as an instructor that I figured out why push-ups was so hard. That was because I was doing them wrong this whole time. I was focused on really competing rather than listening to my own body. I wasn't in proper form and alignment, so I wasn't building any strength. And it just felt really intimidating. And now that I know what I'm doing, I feel like I'm much more focused on the outcome rather than on thinking what everyone else is doing. So today I'm going to show you how to set up a really good push-up for yourself. So hopefully you're going to build strength and confidence in the process. So let's start with the basics. And the basics is that for 9 out of 10 people that come to my Barre classes, they should be doing push-ups on their knees. Why is that? Well, push-ups are really, really hard, especially for women or for anyone who has a weight distribution for somebody like I do. So I carry my weight in my legs, in my booty, in my core. I wish I didn't. It's harder for me to build muscle here in the chest. And if you think about it, I also work at a desk. So what's my posture? I hunch. So that puts, my pecs are just not as developed as they should be. So I'm starting from a place of some disadvantage. So that means I, and probably you, should be doing push-ups on your knees. So let's talk about what that looks like to start. So I've just got my mat here. I'm going to go ahead and turn on profile for you. And when I come onto my knees, you've got the kneecap. What we want to think about is getting on the fleshy part of the knee. So we never, ever, 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 ever want to be on the kneecap. That's super painful. If where the quads, where they come and those muscles attached around the knee, if that is tender for you, you can take that mat and you can double it up. So this is the first thing you want to think about is, so you'll see me sometimes in class, I'm going to roll onto that fleshy part of the knee. My knees, I'll turn and face you, are about here. So they're about in parallel. That's the position we want to be. So that's the first thing we need to get set up. The second thing we need to get set up is our hands. You always hear me talk about wide, starfish hands, but we want those hands to be nice and wide, pressing down into each knuckle. So not just here at the palm, that puts a lot of strain in the wrist. Really actively pressing down through the whole of both of those hands is super, super important. Okay, so I'm going to take those pinkies and put them about to mat's width. So I want a nice wide, not a grip, a nice wide position when I come into these push-ups. So I need to roll up onto those knees. So there I am, up on the fleshy part of the knee. So the next thing you want to do is try to get those shoulders over the wrists. You want the back to be not rounded. What I see more often is the back caving in. So you actually have to work your core in push-ups. You saw me just walk my wrists out. I have wrist fatigue, so you can bring those wrists out a little bit. And then you want to rotate those shoulders in a little bit. Another common problem with push-ups is the head. Actually, I would say that's the most common problem, is people lead with the head like this. We want to have a neutral spine, and that means leading with the chest. So the gaze is going to be neutral, chin in, and then we think about leading with the chest. Another thing that didn't make any sense to me was, where do my arms go? And sometimes you'll see people and their arms will literally go straight out. That's not the angle that our bodies are generally designed for push-ups, especially with tightness in your shoulders. So we want to think about those arms coming back at a 45. So here I am, roll up. And again, those arms are coming out and back. Need more at the chest this time. and press. Another thing that we can think about, sometimes we're taught, and then you can see this with military style, I gotta find them high, it's kind of funny. You see with military style push-ups, people are coming all the way down to the floor. If you can maintain your form and come all the way down to the floor, that's amazing. You're awesome, you do you. I can't maintain form generally and come all the way down to the floor. You might not be able to maintain form if you come down far at all. So for my people brand new to push-ups, or people who don't like doing push-ups, we'll just start with a pulse. So we'll just go down and up, down and up. Because with a small range of motion, you're learning where everything needs to be, down and up. And then as we get more advanced, we can take it down a little bit further. But right here, that's when I want, my pelvis wants to sag. So listen to your body and thinking, can I maintain that? You've heard me say this before, but really and truly, if you can take a video of yourself to see how you look doing push-ups, it's going to help you immensely to say, oh my goodness, I didn't realize I was dropping my head. I didn't realize I was doing all these other things. So again, have those nice white starfish hands, pinkies to the edge of the mat. We're rolled up on the fleshy part of the knee, never on the kneecap. Legs are in parallel. Arms are coming back at a 45, not straight out. You're not a chicken. The other thing I want to talk about briefly, because we'll be doing those in our bonus class coming after class 6, we're doing a bonus, kind of a bridge from beginning to intermediate, is a tricep push-up. I love me a tricep workout. I love me a tricep push-up. This is another exercise that people just do not understand the form. Tricep push-ups is the one I would say almost everyone should be doing this on their knees, because people either go beyond their ability or they're going to put a lot of strain on the body. So let me show you what a tricep push-up looks like, just so you'll have an idea when we get to that. So one key thing you can see is from the front. So when I set up for this regular push-up, I'm nice and wide. When I come into the tricep push-up, I'm going to walk those hands in. My fingers are going to come together, and those elbows are going to go straight back, skimming their rib cage. Okay, I'll do that on profile for you. And I'm nursing a very tender quad. So if you see me being careful, I'm nursing my quad. So here is this nice wide grip. Again, I'm going to walk it in, and those hands are going to be like blades. Up I come. Those elbows are going to pull in towards the sides of my body. That's as low as we go. Those elbows are not going to come past the body. And if your triceps are anything like your pecs, for most of us, they could use some work. Again, I want to think, and I was dropping my head, so you think about head in line with the spine and up. Head in line with the spine, up. So hopefully you notice nothing else is changing or moving in my body. We kind of get like the rollicking pelvis sometimes, or the booty wants to come up and down. That's where core strength comes in with push-ups. And that's why push-ups are really such a great exercise, is because we have to make everything work together. So that was a short setup for push-ups, since we don't really have time to go into it in depth in class. So I hope that you'll give push-ups a try. I hope that you'll watch us if you need some encouragement. Push-ups, I don't hate them anymore. They actually make me feel strong, and it makes me feel excited that I took on something that was a little bit different. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thanks for tuning in for this tip. Bye.